Hello everyone, today I will be discussing the birth of Stoicism, Zeno's Shipwreck, and the philosophy that shaped the world. It's quite a big topic, so let's dive into with our open minds. Also, if you enjoy the video at any time, hit the like button, it helps a lot. Imagine spending your whole life building wealth, status, and security only to lose it all in a single moment. No warning, no chance to prepare, just gone. This is exactly what happened to Zeno of Citium, a wealthy merchant from Cyprus in the 4th century BC. A single shipwreck erased everything he had worked for. For most of us, this would be devastating. Rage, despair, maybe even the sense that life itself had betrayed us. But for Zeno, this disaster sparked the beginning of one of the most influential schools of thought in human history, Stoicism. The shipwreck that changed history. Zeno was once a successful trader, navigating the Mediterranean with his cargo. On a voyage from Phoenicia, disaster struck. His ship sank, his fortune vanished beneath the waves, and he found himself stranded in Athens with nothing but the clothes on his back. Now pause for a moment. Picture yourself in his place. Your wealth, your career, your sense of identity all gone overnight. How would you react? Would you spiral into bitterness? Would you feel cursed by fate? Or would you search for meaning in the wreckage? Zeno chose the last path, and that choice reshaped not only his life, but the lives of millions after him. The birth of a philosophy in Athens. Zeno discovered philosophy. He read about Socrates, listened to great teachers, and began asking himself, if life is so fragile, what truly matters? Out of these questions, he developed Stoicism, a philosophy built not on wealth or luck, but on the one thing that can never be taken from us: our response to what happens. The Stoics believed that while we cannot control the storms of life, we can control how we set our sails. In other words, we don't choose what happens to us, but we do choose how to interpret it. And that choice determines whether we crumble or grow stronger. Stoicism misunderstood. Today, when people hear the word Stoic, they often imagine someone cold, emotionless, unshaken by anything. But that's a shallow interpretation. The original Stoics weren't about suppressing feelings. They were about understanding them. They believed emotions weren't enemies, but signals, reminders of how we interpret the world. The goal wasn't to erase joy or sadness, but to anchor ourselves in a mindset where outside forces could not control us. Stoicism wasn't just a philosophy for academics. It was a way of living, tested every single day against hardship, loss, and uncertainty. From slave to emperor, one reason Stoicism spread so widely is because it was accessible to everyone. Zeno taught his philosophy not behind palace gates or in private schools, but in public spaces. Philosophy, he believed, belonged to all, and so it spread, reaching people across every level of society. Epictetus, once a slave, used Stoicism to rise above his suffering. Seneca, a statesman, practiced it to survive the deadly politics of Rome, and Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man in the world, wrote Stoic meditations in the quiet of the night, reminding himself that emperors too are mortal. Stoicism became the great equalizer. Whether you were chained or crowned, its lessons applied. A universal vision. The Stoics even gave us the word cosmopolitan, meaning citizen of the world. In their eyes, we are not divided by borders, wealth, or class. We all share the same world and the same human struggles. This radical inclusiveness made Stoicism revolutionary for its time. Women, slaves, soldiers, rulers, anyone could learn it, and thousands did. At its core, Stoicism wasn't about renouncing life. It was about embracing it fully, without illusions, without false hopes, and without being broken when life turned against you. Why we suffer more than we should? Think about it. Most of the time, we don't suffer because bad things happen, we suffer because they happen unexpectedly. Rain isn't tragic, it waters crops, fills rivers, sustains life. But if you're caught without an umbrella, suddenly it feels like the world is against you. The Stoics believed that much of our pain comes from being surprised by life's storms, so they practiced expecting them. Not in a pessimistic way, but in a realistic one. If you know storms will come, you won't panic when they do. Training for misfortune, one of the exercises Stoics practiced was called voluntary discomfort. They would deliberately make life harder than it needed to, be sleeping on the floor, eating plain food, walking barefoot in the cold. Why? To prove to themselves that even if fortune abandoned them, they could endure. That comfort was a bonus, not a necessity. This training wasn't about misery. It was about freedom. Because once you realize you can survive with less, fear loses its grip on you. Modern lessons fast forward to today. We live in a world overflowing with comfort, yet overflowing with dissatisfaction too. We're told that happiness is found in buying the next big thing, looking a certain way, or reaching a certain status. But the Stoics warned us long ago, if your happiness depends on things outside your control, you've built your life on sand. Cars break down, money disappears, relationships end. Entire cities can be swept away in disasters. If your peace depends on fragile things, your peace is fragile too. True resilience comes from within, from shaping your mind, not your possessions. Closing the lasting message of Stoicism, Zeno's shipwreck could have destroyed him. Instead, it became the spark that gave the world a philosophy still alive over 2,000 years later. Stoicism teaches us this: you don't control what life gives you, but you do control how you respond. That power is yours, no matter the circumstance. So when storms command, they always will remember Zeno, remember Epictetus, Seneca, Marcus Aurelius, and remember that within you lies the same strength to accept, to endure, and to rise. Perspective is everything. And with the right perspective, no shipwreck literal or metaphorical can sink you.